Hello everyone, meet Puffy Bunny the Third, a passionate game developer at Puffy Games, and as you can see, he's visibly happy and proud of the game that he has built. But one day, his game suddenly stopped working, and he could not realize why. On talking with his teammate, he realized that one of the internal APIs at the company had been removed. The teammate also said that this removal was mentioned on Slack and also through a blog post, but Puffy missed these updates because he was so engrossed in his game development. While talking with other developers at the company, Puffy realized that the problem of internal API changes not being effectively communicated to the other teams of the company is a problem that many developers face. It would be inhumane of us to not help these guys out after seeing their sad faces. This is where SyncUp comes into play. And as you can see, the developers at Puffy Games are excited to see what's in store. Let's see what this is all about. SyncUp allows developers in a company to subscribe to internal API changes which would produce Jira tickets saying, hey, this API is going to be updated or this API is going to be deprecated, and would allow the teams to make changes accordingly. This will help to keep all teams in a company in sync with the internal API changes and would have prevented Puffy from his abrupt game crash. Let's take a look at Puffy Games. There are two internal teams in his company called Collision Box and Graphics. Let's see what Collision Box is up to. Ooh, they're up to a lot of work. As you can see, they've already added 3 APIs and they're in the process of adding some more. Let's see, they want to add a force field API. Let's see how SyncUp will actually help them to keep in sync with such changes. So if I'm adding a force field API, I'll go ahead to SyncUp and submit my request to add this API. Once SyncUp has recorded this request, and once the progress is set to done, this API would be recorded by SyncUp and will be available for the other teams in his company to subscribe to and to listen updates to. Let's also go ahead and check graphics, and as you can see, they're also up to some work. They've added 2 APIs, and these APIs will actually be utilized by Puffy in his game. So as you can see here, Puffy wants to add a map with fire and NPCs, and while the process of developing this map, he realized that he has subscribed to the fire API and to a collision NPC API. So he has subscribed to this get fire API. So he'll go to the subscription tab of SyncUp and click go. This will actually record the fact that he has subscribed to one of the APIs. Let's say he's in progress and now he realizes that he has subscribed to one more API, which is the NPC API. So he goes back to subscription, he goes to collide NPC and adds this subscription, and once his subscription is added and once everything is done, he moves this process to done, which will actually subscribe him to all these APIs and keep him in check with these APIs. So let's see this in action as well. So we're back here with the Collision Box team, and they want to update this Collide NPC API to add some kind of shaman functionality to it. So let's choose the Collide NPC API from the Updates tab. Let's give a heading. Let's say this is the shaman added. So let's say the description as a shaman functionality, and let's say that this is not a breaking change. Since it's not a breaking change, let's keep the priority to medium and let's click submit. Once we click submit, all the projects that have subscribed to this Collide NPC API will receive Jira tickets saying that, hey, this API is going to be updated and we are adding this shaman functionality to it. And it will also be recorded here in the comments here. All the actions that you're doing on a particular ticket will be recorded by SyncUp in the comments. So now if you go to Puffy's games here, you can see that he has received an update saying, hey, the shaman was added in the Collide NPC API. If you open it up, you will see the description as well. Similarly, for deprecation, let's say that they want to deprecate the Collide NPC and replace it with something, let's say Collide entity. So you'll follow the exact same process as we did before. Let's go back to update and choose update NPC, and then let's say I'm going to replacing it with Collide entity, and let's say this might be a potential breaking change. So we'll choose the action as deprecation and let's set the priority to high since it might be a potential breaking change. And similarly, as we've done before, all the projects that are subscribed to this Collide NPC API will receive updates saying that this API is going to be deprecated, and will allow them to change or to make the necessary changes. So in this case, Puffy will get the update that Collide NPC is going to be deprecated. He can make the necessary changes, and once he moves it to done, SyncUp will automatically unsubscribe from Collide NPC because it has now been deprecated. Now let's say the graphics team here, they want to remove an API, let's say Getfire. Puffy has also used this in his game, so he has subscribed to Getfire, and now the graphics team wants to remove it due to some security issues. So let's go ahead to Getfire, let's say security issues in Getfire, and we are removing it. So this is a breaking change, and we'll also put in the description here whatever you want the other teams to know. So let's set the priority to highest since it's a breaking change, and let's click submit. So do note that once you click submit here, all the teams will get updates, but the API is not removed from the database yet. The API will only be removed from the database once this issue is set to done. So currently it's in progress. So once you move it to done, the API will be removed from SyncUp's database. So now if you go back to Puffy's games, he has received an update saying, okay, Getfire is going to be removed, and Puffy can actually take measures and prevent his game from getting crashed. We're back to Puffy's headquarters, and as you can see, no one's sad anymore. Everyone's happy that the game is up and running, and the entire team is in sync. Thank you.